Good afternoon, and thanks so much for joining us for 12 News at 4. I'm Tram Mai. The defense has rested in the triple murder trial of Chad Daybell. Daybell is accused of killing his wife, Lori Vallow's two kids, Ty Lee Ryan and JJ Vallow, who used to live right here in the Valley. He's also accused of killing his first wife, Tammy Daybell. 12 News journalist Erica Stapleton has been following this case from the very beginning. She joins us now with what we can expect next. Erica?
Yeah, Tram, the defense's last witness, a forensic anthropologist, finished his testimony this morning. He's one of 11 witnesses called by Chad Daybell's defense attorney, John Pryor. Pryor started presenting his case on Monday, first calling two of Chad Daybell's adult children who appeared to support their father. He's also called some of his own experts, including a DNA expert and a cell phone record expert who reviewed case materials. Someone we won't get to hear from is Chad Daybell himself, who confirmed he would not be taking the stand to testify in his own trial. I flagged some key moments like Chad Daybell's son talking about the night his mom died at the family home, his daughter talking about their dad's reaction to her mother's death, despite having an affair with Lori Vallow, and testimony from that DNA expert. Take a listen.
Did you hear anything or any indication that there was any kind of sound or struggle?
I heard nothing.
I'd never seen him more upset than in that moment.
Would you be able to assess whether that was genuine grief or not?
It appeared to be genuine grief.
Is there any doubt in your mind?
No doubt at all.
Okay. You understand that at the time he was involved in an affair with another woman, correct?
Correct.
Did you find any evidence of anything that you provided that were provided to you through these DNA reports indicating that Chad Daybell's DNA was present on anything?
No.
All right, Erica, there has been so much evidence presented in this case. I mean, we're nearing the end point here. It's day 29. The defense has rested. When will this case go to the jury?
Well, not so fast. The state is now starting to call rebuttal witnesses. They called 2 today, and they're planning to call more next week. They're going to take a break over Memorial Day weekend, so court will resume on Tuesday morning in Idaho. So we will have to wait for that. But you're right, we are nearing the finish line here. So once all those rebuttal witnesses are called, we're expecting closing arguments, and then the case will go to the jury. So we'll see what happens, but these rebuttal witnesses are interesting. The state's bringing them in essentially to kind of diffuse maybe some of what the defense presented. So once this case does go to the jury, it'll be a bit of a, who are they going to believe type of situation. So especially with the high volume of evidence in this case. So certainly something we're going to keep watching.
All right, Erica, thank you so much for that. Right now, let's examine this case even further and take a legal deep dive. I want to bring in criminal defense attorney Kurt Altman of Altman Law and Policy. Kurt, you just heard Erica. She was talking about how prosecutors are going to be calling rebuttal witnesses. Explain why they would do this and how it's effective.
Well, rebuttal witnesses are very important for the prosecution. They have the burden of proof in a case like this. So the law allows them to go last, first and last, and that's what rebuttal is. And just like Erica said, they'll try to diffuse some of what the defense put out there. I know that the defense called some experts. I have no doubt that the prosecution will call some experts in rebuttal to say, hey, this is why their experts are wrong because they didn't look at this, and this is why you should believe this side and why the evidence is more important and better on this side.
The fact that Chad Daybell, he never testified, does that help or hurt his case?
I mean, it's hard to say, but I would say probably in a case like this, help. The first rule of thumb for defense lawyers is don't put your client on the stand. That never goes well. That's not always the case, but if you start there and then you evaluate the best way to present your case, often it's not with the defendant taking the stand. He's going to have to explain some actions if he does that, and then he's going to be subject to cross-examination by the prosecution.
Let's talk about the jurors. You know, they are now heading into their 3rd month of this trial. They can't watch any media related to this case. They can't talk about it. They can't read about it. They can't do anything. We're going into a holiday weekend. Chances are people are gathering. They want to talk. They want to know the latest, what's going on. How difficult is it for the juror to hear all this dense and disturbing testimony and then, a trial of this magnitude, not even talk about it?
I'm sure it's very difficult. Myself, being a lawyer, I'm never going to be on a jury, so I can't tell you from that experience. But I can tell you in a trial this long, There's going to be jurors that want to talk about it, want to tell their friends.
Right.
Like, you wouldn't believe what happened.
Right.
And then there's going to be others that don't want to say a word. But it is difficult going into a long weekend and spending this much time not to talk about it. People are human beings. This is a human business, and that makes it hard.
And I mean, it's quite the pause. I'm thinking, 3 long day weekend. I mean, does that, when you're a prosecutor, does that hurt this case? That there's a little bit of a, extra long weekend there?
Well, you always want to get it done and you want to get moving, but you can take advantage of those weekends as a prosecutor or a defense lawyer as well. You want to set up your case, if you can, in a way that that last thing they hear before that long weekend, if it's a Thursday or a Friday, is something very powerful, something very good for your case, maybe your best witness, maybe your best rebuttal witness. And if that's the last thing a jury hears, they have 3 days to ponder on that. Right. We talk about primacy and recency. The last thing they heard, if it's good for you, could be a good weekend.
Wow, so hit it hard that last day
Hit it
before
hard.
going into the weekend. All right, good stuff.